Welcome to New Zealand's biggest gap year, an epic challenge that my partner Laura and I decided to tackle a few years back. The challenge? 365 activities all around New Zealand in 365 days. And during this challenge, we stumbled upon an epic festival. That's the Crankworx mountain biking festival in Rotorua. So check it out.
After spending the night in the Rotorua Planet Backpackers, we are heading to our first activity in Rotorua, which is the Crankworx Festival. We are showing you guys something a little different to what we normally do. We normally do activities, but this time we are going to show you what it's like to go to a New Zealand festival.
The Crankworx Festival is the mountain biking festival happening in Rotorua every single year. It's really where every single person which has anything to do with mountain biking in New Zealand gather together, showcase the new stuff happening in the industry and also showcase their skills in a heaps of variety of competitions.
Over 50 major mountain biking brands are packed into this mountain biking expo at the Crankworx Festival. We see all sorts of different products on display, and there's also a lot of sunscreen.
The place to be in a festival in New Zealand is the sunscreen bar.
The Crankworx Festival, when it comes to Rotorua, always takes place at the bottom of the Skyline Gondola, and that's because there's loads of really epic downhill mountain biking tracks that you can take once you get to the top of the gondola. Because we're here for the final day of the festival, most of the major events that we want to check out is more towards the end of the day, so to fill up the time in between, we decide to go up and check the Skyline Gondola.
So we noticed that the gondola goes all up the whole festival, so we decided to actually get the gondola, go all the way up and go check it out from above.
You know me guys, usually I plan everything super well and every single one of our activities when we go to places are put onto my spreadsheet and everything as a day. But today Laura is really insisting and we're going up the gondola ahead of schedule.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yep, you're seeing things right. We are in a jelly bean store and there is a game where we are risking our taste buds.
Could be baby wipes or coconuts. Lucky for me, I like both.
So Laura, randomly, did you get baby wipes or coconut?
I'd say that's baby wipes.
And mine is landing on boogers or pear.
Yeah, it's definitely boogers.
Yeah, is it nice and salty?
It's just not good.
So you see, this game is the weirdest things I have seen in New Zealand so far.
Laura has been fed baby wipes, I have been fed boogers. I think we're done with jelly beans for a wee while. We'll go try something else. Laura, do you want a coffee?
Yeah. A chai latte, please.
Boring!
While Laura is having a boring chai latte, I'm having an awesome hot chocolate before heading to the luge.
Right, so since we made it all the way up the gondola, we decided to just have a bit of fun and we're just gonna quickly do a luge before we go back down and keep on covering the event for you guys.
We will be doing the luge as a full day activity a little bit later on during our stay in Rotorua, but we just can't help ourselves. We were just so close to the skyline and the luge is so much fun. If you guys remember, we did luge in Queenstown before and we just can't wait to spend a whole day on those tracks. It was really a welcome addition to our day. Crankworx is a lot of fun, but if you add a little bit of competition, it makes it all over even better.
The traitor, he left me. He left me all alone.
Don't worry guys, Laura is just being a sore loser. But we are now finished with our nonsense and we are about to head back to Crankworx.
Alright, so we had a little bit of fun. We ate some disgusting lollies. We had a good coffee. We did ride the luge. It's time for us to get back to reality and head back to Crankworx for some epic mountain biking demonstration.
Okay, we should really get back to the festival, so we take the gondola back down to the Crankworx Festival where we see ice cream. It's definitely important for us to get ourselves a snack before we sit down to today's main event, which is the Crankworx Rotorua Air DH. This is a downhill mountain biking race where people basically compete to get the best time down one of the gnarliest downhill mountain biking tracks from the Skyline Gondola. This mountain biking track goes right through some awesome redwood forest, and there's lots of kickers along the way as well as other obstacles for the mountain bikers to get through, and it's amazing to watch these guys perform. The race feels really casual as well. There's no designated place where the spectators need to sit. We can just sit basically wherever the hell we want to watch these mountain bikers do their thing. You'll find that a lot of New Zealand festivals are like this, with an outdoorsy theme. There's a lot of festivals surrounding mountain biking, snowboarding, cycling, fishing, hunting, running, all sorts of different things, and that is no surprise considering how outdoorsy New Zealand is.
It's quite epic to see all those racers going through the track in the middle of this forest. The track doesn't really look easy, there is a lot of jumps, there is a lot of bumps, it looks like a really tricky one, and they're all doing some really amazing timing. And because most of those bikers are professional and actually international mountain bikers, they actually throw a few tricks when jumping, which is really cool. I personally know very little about mountain biking, but when I see a bunch of people having so much fun like that, I kind of really want to join in. Maybe I'm gonna take up mountain biking next year. But then I see this massive ramp right in the middle of the forest, which looks like literally a death trap for anyone that never mountain biked before. So I just decided that mountain biking is not going to be my thing, because I value my life much more than I value the speed in the forest.
So we're kind of moving along the way, like every 2 riders we kind of change our position, so it's a bit more fun, you know.
After making it almost all the way on top of the forest to see this race through every different angle, we are now making our way all the way down where the results are announced and where we can see the bikers finishing their race. It's a really cool place because we see them with their teams and friends and family congratulating them at the end of this really epic race. It's quite fun. We've done a lot of mountain biking in New Zealand. You saw us in Riften, you saw us in the South Island doing the Alps to Ocean, you saw us even just right here doing some mountain biking as well not so long ago, but honestly we are nowhere near as good as those professionals. It's really cool to see how far you can take such a sport. So overall our experience in Crankworx was really eye-opening and a great way to start our Rotorua stay.
We kind of take a cheeky ride up the gondola anyway, before we were meant to, before we were scheduled to do it. So Robin is peeling his face off at the thought of going off the spreadsheet. This is not what the spreadsheet says.
Alright everybody, I hope that you enjoyed this video. There are many different festivals in New Zealand pertaining to all type of sports or arts, like there is a tattoo festival, music of course. There is a lot of different festivals, and we got lucky to check out one of them during New Zealand's biggest gap year, which we feel very happy about. If you are traveling in New Zealand during any time of the year where there are some festivals, maybe it would be a good time for you to check out a new hobby or see how other people are, like on to what level other people are taking a hobby. Like we know that Laura and I are not necessarily super keen mountain biker, but it's quite impressive to see what some of them can do. Okay, so if you are planning a trip to New Zealand for yourself, make sure to check out NZPocketGuide.com. It's the New Zealand's largest travel guide, and it is entirely free for you to use. And on top of that, if you feel like asking your questions to Laura and I or bounce some ideas for your itinerary, or if you're planning a holiday in New Zealand, feel free to join the NZ Travel Show. It's happening every single Sunday at 8 AM New Zealand time, and we take all your questions during 1 hour, and we answer everything to do with traveling in New Zealand. So maybe that would be a great resource for you to plan your trip to New Zealand. In the meantime, click all the buttons that you're supposed to be clicking at the end of a YouTube video, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye!